The Roman Catholic Church in Penang is involved in a controversy regarding the eviction of 14 tenants from its church ground in St. Francis Xavier Church in Upper Penang Road, Penang. These tenants are staying in what is called the Heritage Kampung. Two of the tenants have accepted the ex gratia payment of Rm 10,000 per tenant and have moved out. However, the other 12 tenants are not moving out in spite of the deadline of 31st May 2009. On 4th June, they have held a press conference cum protest organized by the Penang Heritage Alert Group as they claim they are the living heritage, which is the key component in the heritage conservation in Georgetown, which is listed as UNESCO World Heritage Sites. Today, 6th of June, I, citizen journalist Chan Lilian and Jimmy Leow, have seeked an appointment with Bishop Anthony Salvanayaga of the Roman Catholic Church in the Penang Diocese. He represents the landlords. Tenants from the Heritage Kampung houses have made a lot of claims and accusations against the landlord.
重點唔是高層地就是高層嘅，所以無關。所以我講你無關就是你關數啦。
Because we sent to our bishop lecture about this problem. Until now, we don't have any response even from the bishop. After you see, these incidents, these things are happening around 3 months. Not even one time, as a leader of the Roman Catholics, we respect him as a bishop. We expect love from him. Never once come and see us. Never once. Every
concerned that because the Catholic community has been here for ages, since I think set up the Old Church here, and over 100 years, and it's a sad thing that suddenly the community has to be dispersed.
And the residents said the job teacher say they don't want any kind, they are not interested in any kind of a compensation, but rather they want to stay here. Okay, so may I invite Mr.
He's working the government service, can you prove? He's working any company, can you prove? Nothing. You do the mass, people put the donation money, cari makan. That's all.
And again,
cannot chasing out.
Rental as well.
If you not believe, I send a letter to the Pope.
Just now I was on the road.
Yeah.
I sent the Pope the reply by the newspaper. He cannot do anything, no power. The people can stay free.
But journalists, I personally find this incident very irresponsible. Some fellow comes and says, and you write. How can you do that? You cannot do that.
That's why when we had this video of the tenants over there, we felt it was so one-sided. And we cannot, we felt, because our training state, we must be accurate, and we have to listen to both. We have to have a balance. Right. So that's why we seek your help and see whether we can. It is true. Is it true that the church has neglected its social responsibility of evicting these residents, whom are all elderly?
I think if people open their eyes to see around, especially even within that same compound, the church has been, over a period of time, been concerned for the poor, especially neglected children, and the establishment of the St. Joseph's home that took place, and say we cannot. So as such, I would say, to say that we don't care, all these years they had been living there. The church originally concerned for the poor Indians, it was allowed, and over the period of years, I think to say neglect, I find it a bit difficult to swallow that.
So the church can definitely find proper places for them, whether it's in the rented homes or folks' home for those tenants or whatever.
Yes, I think in the light of what has happened after the church has given here. Then in the light of what I have heard from various sources also, there can be and there may be persons who really are in need, so that we have to do a study on that to see what way they could be helped, or folks home or whatever else. I think we cannot run away from the fact, having lived in this place very, very comfortably, in that sense, very limited rental that they have been paying. What about the family? What about the children caring for the elderly? To say that they are 70 years, 80 years, I think, where are the children?
So what you're saying, the children should take responsibility for their elders?
For their own elders. And they should also keep in mind the church has supported us all these years. It is time for us to say thank you and find our own place. I think, what about the church has taught filial piety towards parents, and to shelter them, care for them is part and parcel of the love your parents, I think.
What is the church going to do with the place actually?
That's what, as I said, it is within the area of heritage area. That's the cemetery is 100% is a heritage. Then the other one comes within the buffer zone, outside the buffer zone, and this is outside the buffer zone, but still it has got its the heritage connotation is still there, and that's what we said. We would like to respect that. It is for religious, cultural, and welfare and charity. So that is, we would like to maintain that and see in what way. As I said, 3 or 4 institutions are already there. So we are seeing how it can be further developed and keep it as a center for all this sort of charitable religious purposes. And the church itself is a heritage building thing. As church, I am fully aware and conscious of the fact that people who are deprived, who are poor, have to be cared for. And in this issue, they had been cared for by the church over a very long period of time. And today, the church is in need of a place where all social, welfare, charitable institution can be centralized. As such, the church is looking for that place, which is also destined for that purpose. And the people who are there, I am sure they have their own families, they have their own children, parents, and I strongly feel it is the responsibility of the children, the family, to look after people who are aging, who are old, who need to be cared for. So in this process, if there are individuals who are absolutely independent from all these family, children and so on, then the church will see in what best way we could help, or yes, in what way we could help them so that they can go away from that place without any problem.
It does not look like this issue of eviction of the 12 tenants can be solved so easily. However, the citizen journalists are glad that they have heard from both sides. On one hand, we sympathize with the plights of the tenants and their family members. On the other hand, this looks like a legal case of the landlord asking for the eviction of his tenants.